you're done.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. Then you can give it to any radio, it's the same.
Don't hear any clipping of the first syllable.
What was that?
It seems to be reacting quickly because I'm not detecting any clipping of your first syllable.
Oh, that's good, and I actually have an extra 22 milliseconds of delay in there because I use a read relay. It's too fast, and it actually bounced.
Well, it's working good.
Oh, good.
Yep, no complaints.
I was a little worried about it, and then I worked out the time constant, 10K and a 2.2 meg, and I thought, oh, that's not a big deal, 22 milliseconds.
I wouldn't know you were running box.
Oh, good.
No, actually not.
I didn't expect it to work that well.
Monday holiday thing, folks?
What was that?
Are we going to do the Monday holiday thing?
Oh, yeah, that's a Monday holiday thing, I guess so.
Absolutely.
Lord willing.
Okay, great.
And if the creek doesn't rise, but it probably won't.
Expecting
85 degrees by Monday.
Because after this weekend and after a couple of trial runs, I'm going to begin reducing my food intake and get it down to just a little bit of very high quality food, and then I'm going to do a 3 to 4 week water fast. It's time to clean the body out. Yeah, now that water fast will include vitamins and minerals. It will not be just water alone. I'm not quite that hardcore.
All right, very good. I switched radios to the, what did I switch to? Oh, the 9000.
Oh, the other sounded better.
Oh, really? It is what it is.
Sounds good.
It sounds good, but the quality of the other radio, I think I agree with Danny.
Well, it's an SDR.
Yeah, the other one, no, I agree. It's not quite as good as the other one, but that's it.
Well, without the comparison, we'd never know the difference.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, that's right there. I just wanted to check it with Vox running it as well.
It's doing fine.
Your signal increased or the band changed because you're about 20 over 9, a little more.
Yeah, I dropped about 300, 400 watts in output now. We're running about 800 or so.
Well, still 20 over 9.
Yeah, you're 20 over here, John.
Yeah, you always get more output with that transceiver compared to the MyCom.
You know, as soon as I can figure out how to keep my ugly face out of the camera, I might start streaming this stuff too. AM 6LJ.
Neighbors.
Yep, KM60Q.
W6PJD.
WB7E.
K4CCF.
Wow, those people just south of us are strong over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see, just switched back. Now, what was that?
I said the adjacent channel interference that Dan's got's pretty strong.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, I see it on his stream.
Just barely hear a little noise.
Yeah, there's somebody right below me.
Somebody loves me.
They're not interfering with any of you folks.
Well, that's good.
That's good. Yeah, they're just there a little quacking off in the distance.
anyway, I switched back. I don't know if you heard it, but I did switch back to the MyCom just to play with it a little more.
Yeah, I can tell the difference, John.
Oh, good.
Quality sound just a tinge better.
Yeah, there's only so much you could do with a filter radio.
You know, I was watching that stream from the 160 meters the other day, and you know, I forget who it was that made the comment, John, but they made the comment that the thing sounded like the MyCom sounded like an older 6-meter Mycore, and I have to agree, it does kind of have that weird kind of characteristic.
Oh, I think Dan mentioned that.
Yeah, but it does. It does sound like an old low-band Mycore.
Well, that's because John set the audio up on both of them.
No, I had nothing to do with it, but it is balanced audio.
Funny.
Yeah, when I get that preamp working, I'm really looking forward to getting that thing on the air, get it up here, get it going. Among other things, I want to pull the 756 down, and there's a couple of things I want to do to it. Now that I've got a decent pulse generator, I want to go back and align the noise blanker properly so that it works like it should. I've got a little test fixture around here I built to do that with, a little pulse generator to generate impulse noise, but it's buried out in the garage someplace.
I have a Heath kit, actually, a really old Heath kit. It's all, well, I think it's all germanium.
Oh, cool.
One of the few pieces of Heath kit equipment I have.
You know, meters, and one of the other items that I was gifted that happened to have been floating around in there was one of the very last oscilloscopes that they carried. This is the one that's 15 megahertz. It has a dual time base in it, and is a different is that different color scheme than not the blue color scheme, but the one that came after it.
Oh, the brown?
No, this isn't brown. This is the test equipment's got a different color scheme.
Yeah.
Oh,
Might be an IO12, but I'm not sure.
Is it two-tone gray?
No, it's not two-tone gray. It's actually got kind of a turquoise color in it, and on the front panel, and it's got a bunch of push buttons. You know what? I'll sometime today or tomorrow, sometime before the weekend's over, I'll photograph it and send a picture out to you guys.
Okay, that'd be fun.
Oh, yeah, you know, I remember vaguely a tunnel meter that had that color scheme, I think.
It's kind of like that, but not exactly. But I will, I actually ended up, this last, this little adventure with Pat and his now ex-boss, I ended up with a pretty good little cache of equipment that is going to go in line for projects or for horse trading material.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
One thing that's interesting, my shack, I have two of those how to use kits from Heath Kit. One I have is how to use your oscilloscope, understanding and how to use your oscilloscope. Comes with a test chassis and all kinds of setups for it and to make different things, and then a book about it 3/4 of an inch thick, and it's really interesting, and it goes through all, you know, basic electronics and then how to set up your scope to different things. It's complete, and the test chassis and stuff is like new. That's pretty good. I have another one for how to use your understanding and using your signal generator.
They made 3 of them. They had one that was understanding using your vacuum tube voltmeter. I actually wanted that one, and then they had the signal generator one, and they had the oscilloscope one.
Yeah, well, I have the oscilloscope one and the signal generator, complete with manuals and all the pre-made, or the guy made, you know, whoever had it, all the little jumpers to set up the test chassis, and very interesting.
I thought you got rid of a lot of your stuff. You must have kept
a lot of it. Rid of a lot of stuff. but I didn't get rid of those.
You vacuum the tubes in your voltmeter, Danny?
No. I dusted my IM-18. Service bench voltmeters hanging over there. You saw it in the picture. And when I got it, I cleaned it all up and checked all the tubes and put a new battery in it and checked it all out and readjusted it. It's gangbusters. But I just dusted it. I didn't do like I did with Apache and use and take all that care to clean it with detergent, water, and Q-tips. And
okay, I see. So you don't have a vacuum tube voltmeter, you dusted tube voltmeter.
Inside of the chassis.
Yeah.
Put them in the IF cans and polish them.
I've done that with Neverdol, which is used on aircraft aluminum, and that's. But I didn't do that. You know, I just got it presentably clean, and that that Surface Bench VT8VM works very, very well.
You know, I had some Atwater Kents that were TRF receivers for a while, and everything inside the chassis was pinstriped.
Yeah, they're beautiful little receivers.
Oh, how pretty. That would look really cool. Besides, those old TRF receivers had really good fidelity.
That was, I think the base color was a purple, a real deep purple, maroon, and then it was a lighter, like a lavender color pinstripes, and those are on all the transformers and other things.
You got a picture of that?
Oh.
That just boggles my mind, and of course that doesn't take much.
I want one of those, and I actually want one that I can make. This is a daily driver. But I want one of those Bakelite Art Deco radios that they ask stupid money for.
Oh yeah, big collectibles now.
I've got one sitting under the bench.
Those things are so cool. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't want it to be perfect because the dents and the dings and the area that's rubbed off around the tuning knob, that's all part of the patina and tells a story.
That's part of its character.
I have one from my childhood over here. It's a 5-tube, like 50 L6s, 35 Z5s, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original All-American 5.
Yeah. Yep, RCA, all Bakelite case, Bakelite knob. I remember listening to it when, when Hawaii became a state and Alaska.
Oh, cool.
How about that?
We used to listen to it. That would be running in the morning by where we ate breakfast.
Your breakfast kitchen radio.
That was it.
Yep, good memory.
Yeah. Good old times. Well, not the same subject, but just a word of information, bud. Yeah, I took Jim's red and white airplane out it was sitting in the corner of the garage leaning up, and, his old standby. And I flipped the switch on, and the servos moved. I said, oh, my God, there's a battery in this thing. I brought it into the shack and charged it, and cycle it a couple times. But I was shocked.
Amazing. You didn't fly it, did you?
Oh, no, I didn't fly it. I didn't dust it off either, but it was hanging in his garage for a long time because he couldn't fly anymore. But that was his, with the big number 4 on the tail. I have no idea what frequency it's on, and, I don't have it's not on one of mine. I'd have to change it. It is a high-tech system in it, so I could change the crystal in it and to my specification.
Well, that'd be great. Gus, get it ready, and when I get up there, I'll fly it.
Yeah, it's I have to run it, and it's got the autopilot and everything in it. I have no idea how to use, though I do have the manual and stuff for it.
I remember that autopilot. That was a great plane.
Yeah, it's just like my green one, only it's all prettier.
Yeah, I remember your green one had the flutter in the tail.
Yeah. Old greenie.
You still have that?
Yeah, I sure do.
Oh, good. I know you repaired it. I remember when that thing was fluttering and you barely got it back home.
Yeah, I've repaired it several times, and then the last couple of times Jim repaired.
Oh, you got memories with that plane.
Oh yeah, I flew that a lot.
Get Jim's plane ready, and I'll fly it when I get up there.
I'll have to get a crystal for the receiver. It's a high-tech though, so it's available.
Sorry to bore you guys.
So yeah, back to normal net operation. I just had to tell Bud that.
What does the autopilot do on a remote controlled airplane?
Well, that's something they came out with a few years ago. No matter what attitude you get it, it'll level its wings and straighten out and get out of trouble. It won't land it for you.
So it would be like Jim proof.
Yeah, it's like Denny proof.
So what happens if you don't turn it around and land it? Does it fly level till it runs out of gas?
Yeah.
So it's not a homing thing. It's not going to come back to you.
No, not like the drones do nowadays.
That is so cool too.
It's for Nevada.
Yeah, well, I think it depends on how you program it. You can program it to go into it. But I've never messed with it. I remember when he got that because he had trouble getting it lined up to land and getting the key level. And that sure helped him out when he had macular degeneration really bad. Well, he still does. I shouldn't say did. Still with us. Bless his heart. So I salvaged that from him. So yeah, it's fine. Nothing wrong with the wings out in the shed. Got an OS 46. Oh.
One of my drivers at work was flying his drone. He was out on Pyramid Lake, and he was in his boat flying it from his drone, which is fine. And when he went to land it, he hit the home button on it so it would come back and land. The problem was the boat was not in the same spot from when it took off.
Whoops.
That $1,500 is sitting at the bottom of the lake now.
Oh, he should have put floats on it if he was flying it out there.
Over a lake, yeah, for sure.
Oh man, that makes perfect sense too, because it takes a GPS coordinate in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, you laugh. It's not funny, but you laugh.
You can't help it.
Funny, because that means that it's not using a homing signal. It just remembers where it thought you were, and that's all the intelligence that it has.
Yeah, it just remembered where you were standing and comes.
Yeah.
And it really works well too, boy. It'll drop it within feet of where it took off.
I've got one that's got that. I mean, I bought one of these little drones.
It's a good thing for drones.
I'm sorry, Sue, I doubled you.
I think that was Bud.
Oh, I doubled with Bud then.
Yeah, I said I'm really happy to hear that. It's a good thing for drones. And by the way, did you get your AMA magazine? Read all the stuff on the regulations?
No, I didn't. I mean, I got it, but I haven't read it. I got model aviation. That's what I get.
It looks like 336 is going to stay in place.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it still isn't definite, but looks like it's headed that way. And it was the drone people who were against it.
Well, that sure caused us some problems.
But they have their place too.
Oh, yeah, they do, but they'd obey them, be fine.
I do like the camera aspect of it. You can, put on this headset, and view it. It's just like you're flying.
I mean, it's got its advantages. Denny, did you buy that little one with the camera?
Yeah, it's got a camera and everything. It's still sitting here. It hasn't been run. It's got all the batteries and everything.
Well, you'll have to show that to me.
Yeah, when you come up, if I haven't destroyed it.
Yeah,
I just can't seem to get the interest to go out and fire it up.
My son brought his over, and man, I was just really impressed. He took it out over the canyon and flew over 193 below us, over the cars and stuff. I had that virtual headset on my on my head. Very cool.
Now, KMBR Reno, they fly commercially to do some of their news reporting. It's really kind of cool to watch that.
Yeah, you told us about that.
I've got a lot of trees here, and it just came down way up in the air and then straight down, landed where it started.
Oh, you got a drone?
Oh, my son does.
Oh, okay.
Which is next door.
Can you hang antenna lines with it, John?
Son, the pilot.
Oh, your pilot, huh?
If you could hang antenna lines with the drone, that would be useful.
I'm sure you could pull one up. We wouldn't be able to do it much more than 30 minutes, though.
Oh, well, it just seemed like it'd be something useful for it.
I mean, you could, drape line over trees or whatever you wanted to do. You definitely could do that.
Yeah, that might be handy.
If you wanted to get to the top of the tree and run some fishing line over it so you could pull something else, you could definitely do that.
Yeah, if it didn't take long to do that, it wouldn't be bad replacing it once a year if you had to.
You can fly 20, 30 minutes with them.
That's enough time to drape a line over. They're pretty noisy, though. We were at Lake Tahoe a couple weeks ago, and they were flying them along the beach, and they make a racket up there in the air.
And this is a Celtic.
And W60AX.
WB7EG.
How about your 6PJD?
KM6CQ.
Pilots, no, this one's got like the first generation of that, and now the planes come with it built into them. And the ones you buy that are ready to go, and they got the transmitter thing, and fly along. And I have one here called a Valiant, and just flip a switch. You program which switch you want, and you flip it, and it goes into what they call fail-safe, which is like autopilot.
Yeah, but typically that's all set up so it just flies straight and level?
Yeah. Get you out of trouble.
Well, what happens if it's all of a sudden it's straight and level out of sight?
Well, that's too bad. If you can't see it'll fly it, but you ain't got an idea where you're going.
So you like a
once you
missile
lose sight of that airplane, you've lost control of it.
Only a matter of time.
Oh yeah, you're gonna lose it. Got to see it at all times.
You get hit by one of the missiles.
In the fog and had to listen for the plane before I could land it.
Yeah, I remember that, bud.
Yeah, I was out west of the field, and I had fog rolled in, and I couldn't see the plane, so I started making a circle till I heard it the loudest, and then I started leveling it off and had it come back. And I heard it fly over the field, and I made the turn, and I was up the north end of the field, and I started losing altitude. Finally, it broke out of the clouds, and I was perfectly lined up with the runway and brought it in.
You are the luckiest man I have. You are, bud. You are lucky.
When I was taken off to the north and lost the engine, and I hung it on the barbed wire fence.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You are the luckiest guy I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was head right for that barbed wire fence, and I pulled back on the stick, and the landing gear landed right on the top of the thing, and it didn't even puncture the monocode on the plane.
Yeah, God's protecting you.
I'll be back here if you're going for me.
Yeah, most of us would be out there with a garbage bag picking up the...
Must be just luck. I've never been that lucky at the casino.
No, you're not like Rita.
She's lucky that way.
Yeah, she is lucky. Anyway, yeah. I gotta hang this Valiant up somewhere because I got it in the corner of the shack and it's taking up room. And it's, I don't know, pretty good wingspan. A pretty thing. Got flaps built in and everything. A good old man's airplane. And it has long wingspan, so it glides pretty well. I mean, it soars pretty well.
That's a nice plane.
Well, as long as I don't fly it, it stays nice. There used to be a time when I thought there was nothing I couldn't fly, and I wasn't afraid to fly anything. Now I lost my confidence now. But that's when I was flying every day. You know, I mean, a couple, 3 times a week, every week. Except a twin. I wouldn't fly a twin glow airplane. Anyway, still cloudy here, but not raining at the moment.
I saw that they have little diesel engines for airplanes.
Oh yeah, they've had them for a long time.
So it's kind of a mixture of fuels, but they call them diesel.
Yeah, they diesel, all right. There's no glow plug. You have a compression screw on top of the head. There's a company called Davis Diesel that used to make diesel heads for just about every model engine you could, so you could convert yours to diesel. They're real popular in Europe, or were.
Yeah, I saw it on the Quest channel on a program on engines.
They're very fuel economical and have quite a lot of power for their displacement size compared to glow fuel. They're difficult to get running and stuff. I know guys that played with them and tried them and gave up in disgust. But there are folks that use them.
You mean they're hard to start up or hard to get dialed in?
They're hard to start up.
So there's no glow plug to preheat the chamber?
Nope. You have a compression screw and you back the compression screw off, and I really don't know the starting method for them.
You just rotate the prop, or whatever's attached to it.
Yeah, with a starter especially.
I just saw it done with a finger with the manufacturer of the engines.
Yeah. I know they're very popular in Europe. They have been for many, many, many years.
But it's not, I mean, it's not straight. It's kerosene. It's two other types of fuel, too.
Yeah. You can, like from Davis Diesel, you can buy the fuel for it. Some hobby shops carry it.
The
thing now that's really big, especially with a larger airplane, is the gas engines, because they're so economical to run, because you just run it off gas.
I don't think it has any valves or anything. It just has ports in it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like usually a weed eater engine, or basically engine was a weed eater engine. Now they make them special for RC use, but people like them. Now they're making them really small. I mean, to replace say like the one in this red and white airplane here, .46, and she got a replacement gas engine for it now from different companies like OS, and they are, becoming the rage. But the biggest rage is electric.
Pressure might be too high for a reed valve on the intake.
That was a double, and Sue, unfortunately, you got covered.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, drones still don't fascinate me. I'm totally fascinated with these little electric helicopters and stuff you can fly around in the house, but a drone just doesn't do it for me.
With it, but to me, it's not modeling. Modeling to me is when you build your own airplane, or you scratch build and build for like scale. Guys that are real avid on it build for contests, scale contests.
A drone is something you use with an iPhone and an app. It's not really a hobby.
Yep.
Oh, it's a tool.
It's a great commercial interest.
Yeah, it's a tool.
Yeah. In the toolbox.
Oh, my realtor, he flies the drones for Keller Williams there.
Yeah, that's commercial.
For selling property.
Yeah, it's commercial. They have a good use for that. Search and rescue, all kinds of stuff.
You see, Apple Computer is pretty upset because people keep flying drones over the new building trying to look at it.
That figures.
One of them crashed on the roof.
Oh, dear. Yeah, and the thing that irked me is because when they first came out, people were really not very safety conscious, and they would get up there and look at airliners and everything else. And I mean, I can imagine that pilots would just go berserk.
Well, look at the I-15 down there in Southern California by Victorville, where the drone wouldn't allow the firefighters to fly.
Yeah, that's terrible.
No kidding. I didn't know that.
They showed where a guy hit an Apache or hit a Black Hawk helicopter with one. Did hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage.
I remember that.
Yeah, and they caused the FAA to step in, and then they stepped on us. Considering we're in the same class and we're not. We run by the AMA rules.
Record for over 80 years.
Well, that's like the guy with the flying lounge chair. He got in trouble too.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's time for me to depart, and it's been a fun morning, and sorry to hog the channel with model airplanes. Well, Bud and I get to it. So, Bud, you need to call John, too. Jim, if you get a chance to have him, because...
Yeah, I got it.
Or get over and see him when you get over the Springs. Anyway, 73s, guys, one and all, and it's been fun, and we'll catch you in the morning, Lord willing, and... Peak stays down. WB7EGG Mount Shasta. We'll listen out. 73.
Okay, Danny and I got to pull apart too and go get some breakfast and get the day going. W6TJD. Have a great day. We'll catch you in the morning. Hey, you guys have a good one.
73s, guys. Good hearing you this morning.
See you.
Guys, you have a great day.
See you later, Denny. See you later, Bud.
WB7E on that away.
My cat is in the windowsill looking at me with contempt.
Why contempt?
Oh, well, that's just her nature, John. I don't do anything to bring that on. She can't help it. You know what's going through her mind is, what is it going to take him out?
Yeah.
That's all that goes through their mind. I'm going to kill for the sport of it. But since she can't take me out, she's got to live with it.
Well, folks, I've just about run out of things to talk about, and I want to kind of get out of here. I've got to go to the post office today. I didn't go yesterday. Didn't go Wednesday either, only went on Monday.
Not good, is it?
On that note, you all take care, and it's been really fun this morning, and I will look forward to talking to you all tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Hey, Jim, before I go, you going to launch the Indy 500?
I'm not only going to watch it, I'm going to record the thing in case I have to be away from the TV for any length of time. So, yeah, I'm interested in it. I want to see how on their last race.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it too. A friend of mine that I talk to every Friday, I'm going to call her up and we're going to sit there and talk and enjoy some adult beverages and or something and watch the race and have a good time. I thought what I might do is if I could find it live on YouTube, I'd record it just in case your recording doesn't make it.
Well, so far recording seems to be pretty solid. I'm not having any trouble getting good quality recordings. I think I finally got the process ironed out.
What about Channel 10?
Excellent.
Well, yeah, you saw my email earlier in the week where I discovered that I can actually get Channel 10 if I turn the antenna 45 degrees to the north, or to the north, I guess. So I'm going to count on that working for me tomorrow.
Well, that's strange.
Not only do I get Channel 10, but also channel 6, the signal strength improves if I'm pointing the antenna off axis.
What is that signal reflecting off of?
Darned if I know, Sue. Darned if I know.
Are you sure that's not the correct
direction? This is not a solution to the problem, but it's a temporary fix.
Are you sure that isn't the correct direction?
I've been out there, John, with a compass. You know, I've got the maps that show what heading I should be pointed toward, and I've been out there with the compass, verifying that I've got the antenna pointed according to the headings, and yep, I'm sure.
And you made your 13.5 degree correction?
Well, the headings that I use are the magnetic headings, so I don't have to make a correction.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
And way I discovered this, I was looking at what was that website that? Oh God, I'm having a brain spasm this morning. Anyhow, computed headings, and I noticed that if I turn the antenna 45 degrees clockwise, that there were some more signals I could potentially pick up. So I turned the antenna and rescanned, and all of a sudden I had channel 10, and it was solid. So, you know, make of it what you will. I haven't solved the problem, but I've got a temporary fix.
Yeah, you wouldn't think. I mean, I've run into situations like that on gated, channels back to master, but usually it doesn't last. So that's interesting.
Well, we'll see. As soon as I get through recording Diane's programs this morning, I'm going to turn the antenna and see if it was a one-shot deal or if I can count on being able to get channel 10. If I can't count on it, then I may be begging Sue to record Indy 500 for me.
Yeah, well, I hope it works for you.
I'll record it anyway.
Thank you, Sue. I appreciate it.
Is this, what do you call it? Is that on Monday?
Oh, tomorrow.
Oh, it's on run on Sunday.
Yep. Scheduled to run from 9 a.m. until about 12:30, I think. And I've set the recorder up to run from 9 to 1 just in case they run long.
Yeah, unless it gets rained out, then it probably will be on Monday.
What'd you say, Sue?
I said unless it gets rained out, then it probably will be on Monday.
I hadn't checked the weather. Is rain in the forecast?
I haven't checked it either, but, it's a little, not necessarily predictable back there this time of the year.
God, I wouldn't want to drive one of those cars in the rain.
I always thought the all-weather driving events like, was it Le Mans and Sebring and a few others that they used to have back in the day were kind of cool.
I was at one of the races, when I was driving, and I asked the race steward, I said, what do we do if it rains? And he just said, he looked at me, he said, you drive better.
Yeah, that sounds like something.
And I took that one to heart. Anyway, I think I'm going to bail, guys, go get some breakfast and make sure everything's working okay. We'll see you tomorrow, K4CCF. Everybody have a great day.
Yeah, you too, Jim.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of here as well. I'll see you guys later. I kind of am looking forward to getting out of here and wearing a little rubber off the bottom of my walking shoes. So on that note, you all take care. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. AF6LJ, beautiful downtown South Park signing. Have a good day, everyone.
Yeah, you too, Sue. Have a great day.
All right. Well, you guys have a good day, too. I'm going to get off and have breakfast with my wife, and I'm not sure. I don't have any chores I got to do. It's supposed to rain today. I might just play on the contest all day. I don't know. But good talking to you guys, and I'll see you in the morning, KM6CQ.
Okay, Dan. Just wondered if you're doing anything different this morning. Do you have things hooked up differently or other programs running at the same time?
Oh, I'm probably overdriving something. I haven't been in the radio room all morning. I did change the mic level back real quick before I left, but it's probably not right.
Okie dokie.
Thanks for letting me know, John. I guess I should have looked at that.
Okay, see you later.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day, KM60Q.
Be a 6DAX.